Here's how to optimize an article for on page SEO. So, an easy way of figuring out what the article is trying to rank for, pay attention to the URL. So, I have the word SEO tips at the end here, and it's also in the title. So, I'm presumably going for the term SEO tips. So, once you've identified a term, for example, SEO tips, I'm using WordPress. I highly, strongly, very strongly feel that WordPress is the superior SEO option for websites. I know that Wix and Squarespace make websites a lot easier to build. However, it's very challenging to get a Wix or a Squarespace site to rank on Google. There's a couple other options like Ghost or Webflow. However, they're expensive, and I think that WordPress does a great job, and it's free. Some of the largest sites in the world run on WordPress. So if you can figure out WordPress, it is strongly advisable. If you can't figure out WordPress, my partner and I run a design agency and are happy to build you a WordPress website and teach you how to use it as well. So once you have your WordPress website, here's how you optimize a post. So I'm adding a blog post here. So let me find you a blog post. The one I'm going to show you is SEO tips. I've advanced SEO tips. We go to edit. And this is just the blog editor where you post your stuff. This is what it looks like on the front end. This is what it looks like on the back end. I highly recommend using a tool like Yoast. There's a couple others like it, but the one I like to use is called Yoast SEO. It's a plugin. It's a free plugin for WordPress. You find the focus key phrase, and in this case, I'm using SEO tips. I got that from Google. I went to Keywords Explorer and I said, okay, I want to rank for SEO tips. I'm not going to rank for this term because SEO tips is incredibly hard. Like I was saying earlier, good luck ranking for SEO terms. I'm not really going to rank for these posts, but I want to teach people how to do SEO. So I still wanted to make a post called SEO tips. In theory, you want to write an article that you can rank for and then optimize for it. I'm just crazy. But once you're in here, you uploaded your post. You say, I want to rank for SEO tips. And what this tells you, it gives you like a little green face or a red face. So the red equals I'm not doing well. Green means I'm doing good. And you can go down here and it says SEO analysis. And this will tell you things you could be doing better. I haven't put too much effort into this, to be honest, because I'm not going to rank for it. Hence this 75 super hard. But here's some suggestions that Yoast is automatically scouring my page and telling me things I could be doing better. Your key phrase, SEO tips, or its synonyms do not appear in the first paragraph. Be sure it's clear immediately. It's only on here 3 times. That's less than recommended times of 9. So if I wanted to go up here and I wanted to say SEO tips, SEO tips, SEO tips, theoretically, this will now say it's found 6 times, and that there it'll theoretically be more optimized. Obviously, you don't want to just throw that keyword in there. Google's smart enough to know that you're trying to dupe them, but it is scouring this and then live making the adjustments along the way. So here's the meta description that you'll find on Google. So if you go to here and you go to your SEO meta and one click, that is where this comes from. These 5 advanced SEO tips. These 5 advanced SEO tips. This is the title of the page, 5 advanced SEO tips to build a pro level content marketing strategy. This is a snippet preview. Other things that you could do, you could add the key phrase in the subheading. This is something that confuses me sometimes, to be honest. I always use my key phrases in my H2s and H3s. It doesn't always show me that. So not a perfect tool, but it does help. Key phrase in the title. So be sure the exact match of the key phrase appears in the title, but not at the beginning. That's something that I'm getting an orange for. It's not necessarily a red because it is in there. 5 advanced SEO tips is there. It's just not at the beginning. And these are what I'm doing well. So if I have outbound links, I have images, and in the images, I have a key phrase. So what that means is in my images here, let's find this image. You go to the image itself. On the right, you have alt text. Example of a blank topic cluster, advanced SEO tips for your content strategy. In your images, you can set alternative text. This is for screen readers. It's a good way to throw in some keywords. Presumably, I wrote tweet from George Clooney. I didn't write the word SEO tips here, but I could have done that. That would have been a good idea. Do what I say, not as I do. Like I said, I'm not going to rank for this term anyways. If I were trying to put more effort into it, I would have done that. Key phrase length, good job. Key phrase and meta description. This is the meta description. SEO title with, key phrase in the slug, that's the URL. And so this tool, there's other tools like it. There's one called Rank Math. There's one called SEO Press. I also really like. One I use is called Yoast, and it makes optimizing pages and posts a lot simpler. It gives you like a checklist, and if you can go down that checklist, it'll change it for you. So that is how you do it, and I highly recommend it.